Chapter 2, Malachi chapter 2, we read verses 13 to 15. Malachi chapter 2. And this is the second thing that you do. You cover the altar of the Lord with tears, with weeping and crying. So he does not regard the offering anymore, nor receive it with goodwill from your hands. Yet you say, for what reason? Because the Lord has been witness between you and the wife of your youth, with whom you have dealt treacherously. Yet she is your companion and your wife by covenant. But did he not make them one, having a remnant of the Spirit? Am I one? Is his godly offspring? Therefore, take heed to your spirit, and let none deal treacherously with the wife of his youth. Praise the Lord. Today is Family Sunday, and we'll be looking at the topic, what will make God stand for you or against you? What will make God stand for you or against you? Let me ask families here, how many of us want God to stand for us? And how many of you want God to be against you? No, it's not raising his hand, it's just raising those bottles. You can know that God is against someone is dangerous. Today, marriages are becoming more sour than sweet, more enduring than enjoyment, more tolerating than acceptance, more frustrating than fulfilling, more abusive and violent than peace-loving, more irritating than affectionate, and more, worst of all, leading to untimely deaths, emotionally, physically, and spiritually. This is the position of marriages today. People divorce with impunity. They don't care, forgetting that God hates divorce. People beat their wife today with joy, with so much pleasure, forgetting that each time you raise your hand and hit your wife, God is against you. God made marriage and instituted marriage as a place of joy, of peace, of love, of warmth, of affection, of care, of satisfaction, of fulfilling. But Satan has entered into lives, and the opposite is what you are seeing. One major aspect of life that will make us stand against you in life and in heaven is our marriages, the way we relate with our spouse. Hear me, let no man ever come forget it. What is marriage? I am born again, I am going to heaven. I tell you, if you are not having a godly, God-fearing marriage, you are not born again. Irony is a lie, if you are not born again, your home is not peaceful. Catastrophe today, tomorrow, and you say you are a child of God. What is the proof of Jesus in your life? And thought the God who instituted marriage will now hold his hand and be smiling. This is my son. No way, no way. We cannot continue in evil, wickedness in our homes, and expect the grace and the mercy of God to abound. One major thing again that will make us stand for you in life and in heaven is our marriages and the way we relate with our spouses. If you relate well, God will always stand for you. Even when Satan, the accuser of brethren, wants to come against you, God will say, this is my son. If you have nothing to show as testimony, he said he's taking care of his wife, she's taking care of the husband. They are a testimony of heaven hope on earth. God will stand for you. My prayer is God will stand for all of us in this assembly. Through our marriages and by our marriages and in our marriages, God will stand for us. He will never be against us. Hear me, church. I get worried this day. I want to beg you here in the name of God. If your partner is becoming unbearable, is harassing you, I will kill you, I will injure you, I will do this. Even if you say it with my come and report. The man who said it with mouth already has it in the heart. Actually, come and report him. If your wife is saying, I will do this to you, you will see. If I handle you, I will kill you, I will hurt you. Come and report her. She's already taking it, she can do it. Many people have died today. The most recent is who? Osinachi, the most recent. And we saw a life story. When people see the way the husband battered her, she was kneeling and say, please, so that his name will not spoil in the church. And that led her to untimely death. Please, I beg you, women, don't suffer in silence. I beg you, men, don't suffer in silence. That you come to speak about your spouse does not mean you don't love your spouse. The evidence of true love is making sure that wrong does not continue. Please, if there's anything that is threatening to life, wrong and report. Call. If I'm not in town, my deacons are in town, wherever I am, I can call the deacons and say, go to this family now. Go and intervene. It is better. It is better. We speak the truth to each other's face. We will not be happy only for a week, but we are past the evil that Satan is planning. They will not call me mother. They will not arraign anyone before the law here. Let me be honest with you. If the new penal code of Kano State is passed, I'm a member of the committee of violence against person prohibition bill that work on that bill for Kano State. If it's passed, if you beat your wife, they catch you in 7 years imprisonment. If it is established that you beat your wife, it's 7 years imprisonment. I sat down here. We were checking both the Quranic position and the biblical position. The sheikh stood and stood, and they will say, what is the Bible position in this? And I will open the scripture. They will open the Quran, and they will mark them to make it a law. The moment it is passed, I tell you, it's not going to be a sweet story. And when we concluded it, you know what the Director of Public Prosecution of Kano State told us? He told me and the Islamic scholars, he said, go back to your mosque and go and inform them. Go back to your church and go and warn your people. They will not spare anyone. You will not be a victim. In the name of Jesus Christ. I just need to know. From our texts, we can see God standing against the people of Israel because He's a witness against them in the way they have been relating with their spouse. That word witness, let me just look at something. The word witness means what? Someone who sees an event and reports it the way he sees it happen. That's a witness. Someone who sees an event and reports it the way it happened. So you know what? No one think that God does not see us. What you do in your closet, oh, pastor does not know. The church does not know. You finish beating your wife or you finish insulting your husband. You held the shirt of your husband and you said you'll be seen today. And then you finish saying, I am sorry. Please don't say it to any woman in the church. Even if nobody sees, God sees. He's a witness. He said he's a witness. And the witness is someone who sees something, an event, and reports it the way he sees it happen. That's a witness. So God sees what is hidden in our homes. God sees the way you treat your wife, the way you treat your husband, the way you treat your family. Witness is someone. A witness is also a close observer who looks intently at something and actions. He closely observes. So when you are thinking in your heart, God is looking at you. And He's observing you. And He wants you, don't do it. Don't carry out that action. It is not on me. It will not glorify my name. And then you turn them ears to God. You just want to do what is in your heart. Hear me. God will not be a witness against you. I said God will not be a witness against you. For each and every one of us, we must know that God is a witness of our actions and relationship with our spouse. God is a witness. Oh, you said I will not beat her, but I will reduce the quantity of food. I will not beat her, but I will not stop having sex. I will stop having sex with her for 1 month so that she can feel it. I will not beat her. I will not listen to her again. You say, as a woman, I will not like my husband, but I will make him feel it. And when his food is supposed to be ready by 6 o'clock, it is by 7 o'clock you are going to the kitchen. And you know that if he didn't eat by that 6:30, he will feel it. Even if he eats his normal food, God is seeing what you are doing. You say, okay, I will not let him give him his food. But if you want to touch me, I will only allow you to have sex with me once in a month. God is seeing you. If that man go outside, God is going to force responsible. But it's not a ticket for anyone to go and sleep outside with a woman. No one is a dog here. If you don't have sex, will you die? How many men will die without sex? So if somebody wants to harass you that I will not allow you to have sex with you, just have. But it's not a yardstick. God is looking at us. Let's run and what will make God to stand against us. Number one is what we saw in the text we read in Malachi 2:14. He says, you deal treacherously with your spouse. So the first thing that will make God stand against you is dealing treacherously with your spouse. And I look at the word treacherous and it said, dangerous and unstable partner and unpredictable. The partner that is dangerous, unstable, and unpredictable, they don't know what to satisfy you. Human being now does put their hand on their head. What will I do now that will satisfy him? What will I say now that will make him happy? What will I say now that will satisfy him? If I carry them, if I do this, The woman lives in jeopardy and confusion. The man is worried. I don't know what to say to make my wife happy. I don't know what to do to satisfy her. That's treacherous dealing. Treacherous, anyone who is treacherous is a betrayer of trust and unfaithful. A betrayer of trust and unfaithful. And I said to myself, who do I betray? Whose trust do the man or the woman betray? We betray the trust of God that commits into our heart. Who created the woman? Who created the man? So if you deal treacherously with your spouse, male or female, you are unfaithful, a betrayer of trust. The trust that God gives to you to take care of for you, to enjoy your life. When God saw that the life of the man was not good, he said, I will make a helper suitable for him. God was thinking of you as he was committing the person to fulfill your life into your hand. And you are not seeing what God has given to you, what God has done for you, and you are destroying what God has done. God have mercy. I say, God have mercy. In the name of Jesus Christ. So the first thing that will make us stand against you is dealing with your spouse treacherous. Number two, having a negative attitude towards your spouse. When I say negative attitude, being bitter with your spouse, always angry with your spouse. And I hear a question in my heart. Somebody say, Pastor, if you know that woman, if you know what she has been doing to me, you will not be saying what you are saying. I want to let you know. If you also will open yourself to the saving truth, what you have been doing to God, I tell you the fact, if God is to reward you this and this, what you yourself have been doing, you will ask yourself, do you deserve it? Number three, unforgiving nature towards your spouse. This leads to the heart being taken over by Satan and filled with all evil thoughts towards your spouse, and you become suspicious when there is unforgiveness.
When there is unforgiving nature towards your spouse, what you discover that happens is you begin to do what? Your heart is taken over by Satan. And evil thoughts will begin to enter your heart. Hear me. Satan knows how to fill our hearts with evil thoughts. The moment you give room to unforgiving nature, he will tell you, look at the way she's looking at you. If you talk and she answers, you say, do you hear the way she answers you? He will help you begin to decodify all those actions, and you begin to read meanings to them. And you say, until the day you slap her, she will not respect you well. And so your head will begin to think that this hand will slap that woman. Unforgiving nature. Hear me, please. There is nothing too big that you can't forgive each other for. Nothing. And I mean nothing. Grow it in your heart. Husband, grow it in your heart. Forgive your wife ahead. Wife, grow it in your heart. Forgive your husband ahead. Even for the mistake, for the offense he has not committed, forgive him, forgive her ahead. So that when it happens, you will just smile. You will just laugh it over. Number three, refusing to settle your differences on time by feigning you are busy. refusing to settle your differences on time by failing business. You will now come back from office very late. I am busy. It is when there is issue in the home, you are very busy. When your wife said, dear, I am sorry, let's talk this matter, but we'll talk later. I am busy. Even the newspaper, even the book, even the Bible that you are reading, that you are not understanding, your mind is not there. That is when you carry Bible, you say you are reading Bible. It's a lie. You yourself know that it's a lie. Settle your differences on the spot. The Bible said, do not let sun go down your anger. Do not let anything. How can husband and wife be in the home and you are keeping malice? Ilé-wo. Ti Jésù bá ń gbé. Ilé ayọ̀ mi. Ilé ayọ̀ mi. Ilé ayọ̀. The home that Jesus dwells is the home of God. God, give us grace.
Again, another thing that will make God to be against you, when you set emotional fear in the heart of your spouse, and he or she becomes emotionally traumatized at your presence. When you become a dragon in your home, you set fears in the heart of your spouse. You enter the house. The moment they hear the sound of your car, the heart of everyone will skip. If you are a woman, you went to the market, that's when your husband is dressing. The moment you come back home, hey, the man will just say, I don't know which one it is. Ah! The Lord have mercy. We must not allow that. Another one is criticizing your spouse. You never see anything good in whatsoever your spouse does. Criticizing your spouse, every step of the way is wrong. You are the only one that is correct. Mr. Perfection, Mr. Correct, God bless you. So men are here. It is what you want your wife should do. How you want her to look is the way she's looking, even against her joy. Even against her joy, her satisfaction. What your wife cannot tell you look this way. She can't even correct your dressing. You bob your head the way you want to bob it and told your wife this is the way your hair must look. And she has no right to tell you how your hair should look. It's an emotional trauma. It's a wicked thing. If my word is harsh, forgive me, but that is the truth. I have seen many women not having joy. The way they look, they just want to please their husband on the ground of spirituality, and the man is free to do anything he likes. God have mercy. Another thing, when you disapprove, disrespect, and degrade your spouse, both in private and in public, when you do not value, okay, when you disapprove, disrespect, and disgrace your spouse, both in private and in public, and how did that happen? When you do not value your wife or your husband, you don't value their opinions, you don't value their presence, and you don't value their contribution. They can't talk, they can't. This is what we are doing. Hear me? God did not raise home to be home of boss and servant. Young ones, married couples, if only the husband called the shots in the home, let the husband go and repent from now. It's ungodly. Your wife has the right of input. Darling, or my wife, or sweetie, we know because of sweet names, but we don't act those sweet names out. Sweetie, honey, but there is nothing honey in your attitude towards her. You should ask your spouse, what do you have to say? I want to do this. What do you have to say? And women, I always say this anywhere and at all times. Don't be, I don't know woman. No woman is created by God as a dollar. Your husband will say, what do you think about this? I don't know, anything you want to do is okay. He asks me again, I don't know, anything you want to do is okay. Tomorrow he asks you, say he's telling people outside, whose fault? Your fault, because you have shown your husband you don't have anything in your brain. Hey, my husband! Try something. Don't let's do it now. Why? And begin to keep your positions. And the husband will not say that, thank you, my wife. Another thing is beating your spouse for any reason. And I said, this is more evil and criminal, even called madness. Any man, any woman that raises his or her hand and beats his spouse is criminal, is evil. Called madness. In Ephesians chapter 4, verses 28 to 29, he says they are one. So if the two are one, if one person is slapping himself, he thinks he's beating his wife. Who is he beating? He's beating himself. And what do we call him? Now let's look at what we make God stand for you. 1 Peter chapter 3, verses 3 to 7, verses 7 of 1 Peter chapter 3, and we have read in opening Ephesians chapter 5, verses 21 to 33. I want, when you get back home, I want couples to study these two scriptures and make it your family study for some time. And I want to plead with you that as you make it a family study, please share whatsoever God shared with you on the church platform. Just say, God was teaching our family this. Let's share it on the church platform. What you are sharing, that God is teaching you, we have another family. What God is teaching you, we have another family. By that iron we sharpen iron. The Lord bless you. Now in 1 Peter chapter 3 and verse 7 of 1 Peter chapter 3, look at what the scripture says there. It says, husband likewise, dwell with them with understanding, giving honor to the wife as to the weaker vessel, and being heirs together of the grace of life, that your prayers may not be hindered. Praise the Lord. Now let me run through some few things and we pray. Number one, what will make us stand for you is placing word and value on your spouse as you both respect and appreciate each other. In Ephesians chapter 5, beginning from verse 21 to 24, it says, submitting to one another in the fear of the Lord. That's the first. And that's a husband. He said, wife, husband, love your wife, and wife, submit to your husband. And that's why I said, placing word. That word submission is placing word and value on your spouse. And what is the key word inside submission is respect and appreciation. So you both respect yourself, you both appreciate yourself. When God sees you doing this, He will always stand for you. He will fight the battle of the family. You know that one will chase 1,000, two shall chase 10,000. When the husband and the wife with God join hands together, the Bible says, God of threefold cannot be easily broken. No force under the sun can defeat a family that God is standing with. Number two, love. And when I say love, selfless, non-reciprocating love of your spouse. Selfless love, when God sees it, this is what we call agape love. You love not expecting back. You love your spouse in spite of. In God's love for us, it is not you do 50, I do 50. It is 100. You give 100% of love. If your spouse is not reciprocating, if your spouse is reciprocating 10%, you don't hold back. You don't say, oh, it's giving me 10%, let me give 10%. You continue to give your 100% until your 100% will teach your spouse to begin to love 100%. That is the God love. Number 3, committing yourself for the good and growth, spiritual and physical, of your spouse. Committing yourself to the good and growth, spiritual or physical, of your spouse. The Bible speaks about in Ephesians chapter 5, and then he said, go to verse where he said, he washed her, he cleansed her, bringing her to himself. That's verse what? 21, 24, 25, or 26. Look at the 25. He said, husband, love yourself just as Christ loved the church and gave himself for her, that he might sanctify and cleanse her with the washing of water by the word. Commit yourself for the good of your spouse. You must think about the good of your spouse. How is it going with you? How are you going about things? Hey, when God sees couples that are committed to the good of one another, He'll be blessing them more. He'll be adding more blessings unto them. Because why? They are building one another up. Spiritually, ask your spouse, what did God teach you today? Let's share. What did you learn? Let's pray together. Number 5 or number 6, knowing that you are both God's work in progress, that God came to bring the best out of each other's life as you come together. You are both God's work in progress. Hear me, no man is perfect. If we are made perfect, God will not say it is not good for the man or the woman to be alone. God will not say that. God will not say, I will make an helper suited for him. We are not God's work in progress. God has a work in your life. Hear me. I am not complete. My wife work on me. She is not complete. I work on her. You are not complete. You should not have. You are not perfect. Your wife has a right or place to work upon you. As a woman, you are not complete. You are not perfect. Your husband has a right or place to work on you. That was what we saw. He said that he must sanctify and cleanse her with the washing of water by the word. If the church was perfect, Jesus would not die. There will be cleansing. So there are some shortcomings in our lives. Please, one thing that is very difficult because of the echo in us is when correction is being made on issues about our life. It is difficult. You just keep one with my wife be correcting me. Have I not done? Didn't I know what I'm doing? It's one difficult area of life. Why would my husband be talking to me? It's my life. Please open yourself. We are all God's work in progress. Number 6 or number 5, committing yourself to bringing out the best of your spouse for God's use and glory and family. For the good, honor, and glory. Bringing out the best of your spouse for God's use, glory, and family. What is your family doing for God? Please work on yourselves. Bring out the best. You see the way your wife is doing it, let her know. You know you can use this gift in the church. Not that you are the one discouraging your wife. You are the one discouraging your husband from serving God. What do you think God will say about you? God will not be against you. Number 6. You are to relate with your spouse with understanding and honor. As we saw in 1 Peter chapter 3 verse 7. Relate with your spouse with understanding and honor. And what does it mean by understanding? Be very patient. Have listening ears. Have an open heart to listen to her. Even when what you call jargon or stupidness, let him or her say it. What does it mean to relate with your spouse with understanding? There is room for you to play, to crack jokes, for you to laugh together. Hey, how will you just, all of you just look like soldier, boom like this in your house? In a way, made a man who killed Jesus there. Everything is just like it. And finally, commit yourself to kingdom goals and worship of God together with your spouse. Commit yourself to kingdom goals and worship of God together with your spouse. What I mean is, work together for your eternal home. He said you are both joint heirs of the grace of life. Work together. Work together. What is the outcome? If God is against you, what is the outcome? Number 1, your prayers will not be answered. We saw that in 1 Peter chapter 3 verse 7. Your prayers will not be answered. And my prayer is that will not happen to anyone here. Number 2, God will not accept your worship and also your offering. Those are the outcomes when God is against you. Many people have been the ones that have closed the door and answer prayers to themselves, to their family, because of the way you treat your spouse. God said, I'm a witness. Many come to worship in vain because God sees that at home there is no peace. It's fight when it's Sunday morning. Some people fight on Sunday morning, finish abusing each other. Now we are dressed. And if you are serving in one area in the church, you now enter here and everybody see you like a godly person. God have mercy. God said that worship is not acceptable. You know what truth? If you know that you commit a terrible error on Sunday and you are serving, just come to church. It's better to come and seek repentance before God than be eager to serve. Don't deprive, don't deny the presence, the blessing of God on others. Spend the time in sober brokenness before God. Than let people praise you that you are serving. Pastor saying that you are serving. Since Pastor did not know the evil you committed, and we accept your worship, but the one who is a witness against all of us, seeing everything we have been in secret, will not accept that worship. Number 3, when God is against you, you are under God's condemnation. God's condemnation. My prayer is no one shall be under God's condemnation. And then when God is for you, what is the outcome? You shall produce holy offspring to the Lord. Look at what it says in that Malachi chapter 3 verse 15. You see, therefore the denominator ones have one. He seeks godly offspring from them, so he shall produce children that shall be holy, God-fearing, a blessing that God will God will take their life and use them like he used Samuel. God will use our children for his own glory in the name of Jesus Christ. Number 2, let me tell us this thing. If you are not godly in your home, You can't raise godly children. It takes grace. It takes God alone. It takes God alone to transform them. Number 2, when God is for you, you shall be honored by all. In Proverbs chapter 31 verse 23 it says, the husband is honored at the city gate when he takes his seat among the elders. Proverbs chapter 31 verses 10, 11, 12, 13, he says she seeks good and not evil for the family. You shall be honored, and God has said it, he will honor you. When you treat your spouse well, when you treat your wife, your husband well, you will enjoy honor. And number 3, God shall look on you with favor and bless all that you do. God shall look on you with favor and bless all that you do. Shall we look at Psalm 128 together? We will rise, we will read that scripture, and then we will come before God in prayers. Psalm 128, let's rise as we all read it together. Let's go on to go. Blessed is everyone who fears the Lord, who walks in his ways. When you eat the labor of your hand, you shall be happy and you shall be well with you. This is because God is for you and not against you. When you make up your mind to treat your spouse according to God's heart, then all of these things we are reading will happen for you. Take note that the outcome when God is for you. And number 3 said, now your wife shall be what? Let's read it from the beginning. Verse 3, let's go. Now hear this. Can the woman be a fruitful vine when the husband is beating her, when he's against her, when God is against them? No. Let me tell you, the heart of a woman that is not at peace, pregnancy does not stay. Go and ask the doctors. When she's emotionally traumatized, pregnancy cannot stay. And any woman that is pregnant and goes through emotional trauma, psychologists have said the baby that is given birth to will also react, will carry out the attitude of the way the mother was feeling when she was pregnant. In child psychology, I studied it fully. And the Bible says, your wife shall be a fruitful vine. The woman alone cannot conceive a child, she is now virgin lady. It is the man and the woman that sleeps together for the woman. If you force your wife to have a sex with her, you should know that you are not doing the righteous thing. I will not preach Psalm 128. Let's go on to close. Yes, behold, thus shall the man be blessed. Who does what? Let's go. Now stop there. Locate your family and